Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, your daily fix of football chat here on STV. The main talking points tonight: Lee Clark is the new manager of Kilmarnock. It'll be a baptism of fire as Killie get ready to welcome Rangers to Rugby Park for the Scottish Cup replay. Can Hibs knock out their great rivals Hearts at the second attempt? We'll look at this week's football in Scotland and also turn our attention to the Champions League, which returns on Tuesday and Wednesday evening. All in the company of Alan Rough, and on a Monday, as ever, our bookroom guest is Gordon Smith. What a weekend of football. We've got lots to talk about, lads. First of all, Lee Clark as the new manager of Kilmarnock, your old club. Gordon, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I was surprised to a certain degree, especially considering the fact that Lee McCulloch had turned it around. I mean, I know we said that Lee would be manager, and we're right in that respect. It's just a different Lee that's getting the job. But I think that it'd be interesting to see if Kilmarnock was able to play really well tomorrow night and knock Rangers out the cup, then it's three tremendous results and performances, and then somebody else comes in to take over. And he would need to keep that going, Lee Clark, because otherwise people are going to be looking at it, especially Kilmarnock fans are going to be saying, wait a minute here, why do we not just continue with Lee McCulloch in charge?
Yeah, well, he's already been paraded in the blue and white scarf. This is the job that he has in hand, Lee Clark. Never mind the Scottish Cup game against Rangers, which will be formidable. But here's what he had to say as soon as he was paraded. Once the short-term goal is achieved, obviously the main objective is to stay in the division. Then we can build the club. I think he also mentioned Europe, but there you have it. Third from bottom, Ruffy. That's the task that's facing them. Keep them away from the playoffs.
Yeah, but it just showed you at the weekend with the result that they got. It took a lot of pressure off them. They were beginning to fall into that zone that we were all going to tipping them to be the team that was going to be in the playoff. But it's amazing what a win does. It just gives everybody the confidence, particularly with the Rangers game coming up as well. Rangers might have thought they would be getting into that game and playing a Kilmarnock side who were there to be beaten, but certainly winning 2-0 away at Motherwell. Maybe they're just back on form, so it could be a good game against Rangers.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of the favourites in this one. I mean, obviously it was 1-1 against Alloa at the weekend. Rangers stuttered again on that one. Michael O'Halloran getting his first goal to salvage a point for them. But Kenny Miller has mentioned already in the press this morning he's not too worried about that. They think they'll score goals tomorrow night. Well,
they might score goals tomorrow night. I mean, it's a hard thing to predict when you get into a game. You're better not doing that, because otherwise you're just going to get stick if you don't. If they win 1-0, it's not a lot of goals, but it's still a win and it's a victory. So I think the main thing is that from Rangers' point of view is that Kilmarnock will probably attack them this time. At Ibrox they didn't. They sat in. They made it just hard for Rangers, and they got the result, which they've got measured. They've got the replay from it. But after the performance, I think on Saturday, I think Kilmarnock will be looking now to go and win the game. So they won't be playing a similar style. They'll be playing a more adventurous style, and that's maybe why Rangers feel that with the players they've got, they'll create more chances too. So there could be goals at both ends, to be fair, and I think it's a hard one to predict. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and of course we're playing on a bigger pitch, Ruffy.
Well, as we speak, they could be trying to bring it in as we speak. You never know. Certainly I would, if that's what happened at Alloa, if they found it difficult to adjust it, but I think you have to be honest here that Rangers were the team going forward against Kilmarnock at Ibrox. Jamie McDonald had some fantastic saves, and any other day Rangers possibly have won that game. But as I said, Kilmarnock, things have changed just over that week. The confidence there, 2-0 win, a home game on AstroTurf. Rangers already said they're not particularly happy at playing on that kind of surface. So psychologically, it gives Kilmarnock a wee boost.
Yeah, here's the results from the weekend. Again, just going back over already what happened. Of course, it was the Friday night. Dundee got a good 2-0 win over St Johnstone. Kane Hemmings certainly making a name for himself this season with the Dark Blues. Celtic 2-0 against Ross County. Couldn't separate them between Hamilton and Dundee United, although Ali Crawford's penalty certainly was a poor effort straight down the middle at Kagoshima, and Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 2 from the weekend. And here's how the Premiership table looks, Ruffy. What's your assessment, top and bottom? Aberdeen obviously with a chance to draw level again if they can defeat Inverness at the Tulloch Stadium tonight.
Yeah, it's another big game for Aberdeen. It's another tester. I think everybody and Celtic will be looking at that tie and saying it's going to be a difficult one for them. These are the kind of games that quite easily Aberdeen could drop points, and that's why they might fail at the end of the day to win the league. So it's good up there, but down below, as we've already spoke about Kilmarnock, that result, and it's put a lot of other teams under pressure because that group down there is now coming to stage now that every time you get a game, you want to get 3 points. You need to get away from that relegation zone.
Even from the top 6 down, I mean, there's 2 teams in the top 6 that aren't far above the Motherwell, who are second bottom. So it's a very, very tight gap. I think 7 points separating all the teams. So there's not a lot in it. I mean, we're seeing teams jumping about in that bottom part. Kilmarnock have moved up, Hamilton had moved up and moved back down again. So I think it's, in terms of saying who is going to be at the bottom, I still think, I know you're going to disagree, Ruffy, but I still think Dundee United look like the team that are going to be automatically relegated, but the big game tomorrow night for them too.
I'm with you on that, Gordon. Let's not worry if Ruffy's in the minority on this one. As far as the top end's concerned, though, I mean, I love some of the headlines. I like the Shea Logan. I think the whole of Scotland wants Aberdeen to win the title. I'm not quite sure his poll is fairly accurate, but as far as Aberdeen are concerned, this is a real big week for them, because if they can get the win over Inverness and then Partick Thistle, they'd be top of the league.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, that's absolutely right. The thing about it is, though, they have got a hard programme, Aberdeen, compared with Celtic, because they said before the game on Saturday, which Celtic won, obviously, they have 4 games, 3 home and 1 away, whereas Aberdeen have got 3 away and 1 at home. So it will be hard, but in the sort of form they're in just now, I don't think they worry too much about going away from home. And I think if they were to get the victory tonight and put them back in level points with Celtic, then although Celtic's got a game in hand, I think Aberdeen would be up there challenging. They'll feel good about themselves, and I would believe, I've got a feeling they will get the result tonight.
Yeah, okay. There's a small matter of a Scottish Cup tie on Tuesday that I think we're going to go through too, Ruffy. It's only right and proper we head through to Easter Road for this one. Hibs against Hearts. I'm certainly looking forward to it. I don't think I'll take my phone. I won't bother tweeting anything until the referee blows his final whistle.
Yeah, I think we're in for a right entertaining 90 minutes. It could be even more than that. I think the atmosphere will be fantastic, and obviously I'm biased playing with Hibs and that, but I think it'll be a right good game. I think the Hearts supporters will come in numbers and give it a right good atmosphere on the night.
You wonder if Hibs had in mind that, you wouldn't have thought so for playing against Livingston on Saturday night, looking forward to the Hearts game, because that certainly was a disappointing performance. With Hibs, with the attacking options Hibs have got, you definitely expect them to score goals against Livingston, and yet they didn't, you know what I mean? So they're going to have to step up their game on Tuesday night, tomorrow night, or else Hearts will knock them out. Yeah,
are Hearts still the favourites, Gordon? I would think so when you consider that they are the third in the table. They've been superb this season. They're playing against the Championship side. They should still be favourites.
I think so. I think they would be. I think that, but it's difficult because the 2 games we're talking about as well. Kilmarnock probably aren't favourites against Rangers, and Rangers are the division below them, and Hibs, because of Hibs how they played in the first game, which was a tremendous performance second half. A lot of people will think, well, they've done the job, they got the draw, they could have beaten Hearts, so therefore, being at home, they'd be the favourites. But you've got to look at it and say, well, Premier League team, should get the benefit of that. But I think Hearts, they were rested at the weekend with their game being postponed, so I think that they'll still be difficult opponents for Hibs without doubt. And it's hard to predict that one as well. I think it can go either way. Yeah,
and of course we're running a little Twitter poll at the moment for Hibs fans on this one, and it's a fairly one of those questions, Ruffy, you never really want to answer. How Hibs fans would you rather see your team win the Scottish Cup or get promotion? 34% at the moment, Ruffy. We'll keep that going for as long as possible until tomorrow. Which camp are you in there?
The Scottish Cup to me, I know it's a long time since I've won it, but I think the main priority is to get into the top league. That's where you want to be, but why not both?
I don't understand.
I'll tell you why not. I haven't put in a third opt-out for you.
Well, I don't understand that, because if I was a Hibs fan, I'd be saying Scottish Cup win. I haven't won it for 114 years, right? And you're going to say to yourself, they're going to get promoted within the next 114 years, I think. So I don't think promotion's as much of a problem as winning the Scottish Cup. So if I was a Hibs fan, I'd want to win the Scottish Cup.
There's always a wee bit of logic in it there from Gordon, but I think the normal football fan is thinking, no, got to be promotion, got to get in the top flight. You might be different, you never know. We'll keep that poll going until tomorrow. Just on the basis of that, Hibs or Hearts?
I think Hearts.
Hibs for me.
Hibs for you, and of course we'll just prefix that with the line that he delivered only 40 seconds ago, which is, of course, I'm biased, being a former Hibs player. You can draw your own conclusions and give us your thoughts. We will give you the Twitter address coming up after the break. We'll also talk about that penalty from Lionel Messi. Disrespectful or just sheer class? Welcome back to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. Alan Ruff is alongside me, Peter Martin. Gordon Smith is our boot-room guest this evening. Well, at the weekend, there's lots more football that we'll discuss from the Scottish divisions and, of course, the Barclays Premier League. But one thing I want to get your thoughts on, lads, is a bit of sublime skill. Well, some people are saying it was disrespectful. I'm talking, of course, about Lionel Messi's penalty against Celta Vigo. No surprise that it's trending all over the world. He walks up, shifts it to the right-hand side, and Luis Suarez finishes it off for Barcelona. Some people think it's disrespectful. Some people just think, well, he's utilising the rules and it was just a little touch of class and entertainment. Where do you fall into this one?
I'm totally in favour of it. It's disrespectful, but it's not illegal. It's not going against the laws of the game. It's perfectly allowable. Very few people ever do it. I think the only other time I've seen it was Johan Cruyff for Ajax in a game. He played the ball and then it got cut back to him again and he scored. But I think there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's not disrespectful. They were 3-1 up anyway, cruising in the game. And you're perfectly entitled to do what they did, so I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I thought it was great entertainment.
Yeah, I'm in that camp as well, Ruffy, and that is great because today is all about you being the goalkeeper. I'm in that camp. I thought Johan Cruyff's, if you ever get a chance to see it on YouTube, he plays the ball with a 1-2 with Jesper Olsen and puts it in the back of the net for Ajax. I thought that was even better, but this one, it could miss it.
Yes, he could. I mean, it is great viewing. Everybody likes to see something different. The question I would ask would be, would he have done it at nothing each?
Well, can I ask you this then?
No, I'm asking you, would he? Do you think he would have done it at nothing each? Do you think he'd have done it at nothing each, Gordon?
Probably, I don't think so, no. I think it's too important, so this is a chance to do it.
So he's really taking the mick then, hasn't he?
Well, can I just say something
really
to you? I'll defend that, and I was going to defend it, but you didn't give me the chance to answer the point. And the point is this. You're on your last penalty to win the European Championships in 1976, and if you score it, you win the European Championships. So he walks up against the world's greatest goalkeeper, and Vitor Panenka chips him.
Well, there's nobody else involved in that. That is Bottle. That is individual Bottle. This is involving somebody else. Pre-planned, obviously.
Yes.
I'm just asking the question, do you think he'd have done it at nothing each?
Possibly not, but he's still perfectly entitled to do it.
Yeah, if it's within the rules, yeah.
Yeah, do you think, would somebody maybe shoot for the halfway line if it was 0-0, but they do it in a game and they score when they're already winning 2 or 3-0, you say, well, he's doing it because he's got the confidence to know that it's not that important if he doesn't score. But that was them. They'd obviously planned something like that beforehand. Yeah. And I thought it's great entertainment. The fact that people around the world are seeing it. There'll be a lot of people looking at it and saying, I'm pretty sure Ali Crawford's wondering maybe why he didn't do it for Halanakis, Because let's be honest, he missed and they drew 0-0. So.
Yeah, you think it's disrespectful, Ruffy?
A wee bit.
Yeah.
A wee bit at the scoreline it is. I think the Ajax one was 5-0. This one looks done and dusted as well. But it's within the rules, as Gordon says. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just wondering whether they'll do it again. And whether any defender might be a bit wise to it.
Somebody said to me, I don't know if this is true or not, they said that Lionel Messi was scoring his 300th league goal or something like that last night. He's in 299 league goals. And I wondered as well when I heard that, it might not be the case, but when I was told that, I thought he didn't want to score his 300th goal with a penalty.
Yeah.
So that they probably said, let's do this then, and he let Suarez score the goal.
Yeah, I just have in the back of my mind the wee boy sitting in the bookies and he's got Messi to score with.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Hey, what's happening?
But I think to be perfectly fair about the whole thing, though, based on your own answer about the entertainment, and we want to see it. I mean, I remember we were up in arms about Nathan Adua with a little bit of skill as well. I think when I consider your answer as well, Ruffy, it's guys like you that are killing this game. So let's go on.
No, I'm just saying if I had been the goalkeeper, I'd be completely embarrassed by the whole situation. Because first of all, I think I would hazard a guess that 90% of the players on the park wouldn't know that rule was okay.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people would be going, oh, what's happening here?
Well, it's happened before. I mean, Robert Pires and Thierry Henry made a back end of theirs.
That's true.
These things are well known. I think in Cruyff's day, though, full marks to the referee because he was aware that you could do it. Some referees would have said, "Oh, wait a minute, get back and take that penalty again," but he was well aware of the rules. Just one other match, Ruffy, that I don't want to miss out on you guys and your comment on it is Dundee United against Motherwell is a huge game tomorrow night.
Yeah, a lot at stake. The players will know there's a lot at stake as well. It'll be a tense game, and Dundee United will see this as a lifeline. They'll see this as probably the biggest game they've had all year, and if they were to win it, who knows what might happen after that. They still have got games in hand, not particularly on Motherwell, but any win at all, psychologically, would just give them that list for the running.
Well, they've got one game in hand on Motherwell, and they've got 2 games in hand on Kilmarnock as well. But absolutely, I think this is a game that we've said it all along, that there's these crucial games, Dundee United have to get something from it. They might be in a fortunate position in respect they got to the point on Saturday against Hamilton, albeit Hamilton missed the penalty, but Motherwell were so bad. Mark McGee's had a real go at his team, and they'll really want to pick themselves up for this match.
It's a strange line that Mark McGee delivered at the end of the game that we were talking about on Saturday, Ruffy, to remind people that he inherited a situation which wasn't great.
Yeah, I think the reaction for us was, well, that's why Mark was given the job, to get that wee bit more. And we keep saying that a new manager getting into most clubs gets some kind of reaction. He did get a wee bit of a reaction, but they've fallen back to where they were. But I think Motherwell have got good enough players there at the end of the day to keep themselves away from the danger.
Yeah, one little story that emerged over the last couple of days was John McGinn could be on the verge of a Scotland call-up. But no surprise there. He's got the energy. Certainly got the work rate that Gordon Strachan likes.
Yeah, I think he's been impressive this season. He's looked good. He runs with the ball well. He's creative. He's got good strength as well. So I think that definitely he will be a player, I think, who will come into contention. The only thing would be about it, the argument would be, he's not playing at the highest level yet. I mean, he has done, though, with St Mirren, but it was a struggling St Mirren team, and he's playing well at Hibs. But a lot of people would say, well, should you be playing and pick for your international team unless you're playing at the very top level?
Ruffy?
The player I want to see is Lee Griffiths. I want to see Lee Griffiths getting a game, 90 minutes, whether they're going to play him with somebody or not. And let's see what he can do. I think he's had a tremendous season, scoring goals for fun. It's a position, I think, that if we could get somebody who's got the confidence to score goals, could take us to another level. If it's Lee Griffiths, then let's see if it is.
You've got Jordan Rhodes there as well, who's had a big move. You've got players that are playing, at a good level, scoring goals. I think I don't know whether it's because Stephen Fletcher's away now over to China, whether he'll be included or not, be brought into the squad. But I think Marseille. I mean, to say that, I was thinking the other guys with China, the boy for Hearts. But I think that he's at Marseille. I don't know whether he'll be included because he didn't really, although he's a good player, everybody rates him. He didn't score the goals that was required in that, in the championship we were in the group stages. And I think that we need to look again at the striker position. Lee Griffiths becomes probably number one.
Yeah. Okay, just a quick look at the results from the weekend in the Championship, interestingly enough, because obviously everybody was looking towards Hibs when Rangers slipped up against Alloa, but they couldn't do it. That's how it all panned out. Falkirk and Raith Rovers couldn't be separated either. So, Ruffy, it was an opportunity lost in my book for Hibernian in the league.
Yeah, but it just shows you, we're coming to a stage in the season now, then it's not all about football. Sometimes it's all about handling the pressure, coming up with the goods, and the Hibs were into that game knowing what they had to do, and maybe the pressure was just too much for them.
Yeah, there's the league table. Gordon, what do you make of it?
Yeah, well, I would have expected both Hibs and Rangers to win at the weekend, even though they were away from home, both games, but they never caught up with each other at all. Falkirk dropped points as well. Queen of the South, fairness to them, they got into fourth spot, and that's going to be a real competition. Look at that, the gap between Queen of the South there and even St Mirren. It's 7 points there. St Mirren getting beaten at the weekend there, but even there's 3 teams there are really fighting for that fourth spot.
Yep. Okay. Before we quickly get your thoughts on the Champions League, Joe Miller's prediction that Arsenal were going to win the Premier League in England is slowly but surely gathering pace. Ruffy, Leicester now only 2 points ahead of Tottenham and Arsenal.
Yeah, I think Arsenal were very fortunate at the weekend. Things went their way, and sometimes that could be the sign that gives you the belief that you can do it.
And as I look towards the Champions League matches this week, Gordon, it could be the last time we could see PSG, Chelsea, Benfica, Zenit, Ghent against Wolfsburg, and Roma, Real Madrid. If Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has his way, a lot of clubs won't be playing Champions League anymore.
Absolutely. I don't think he will get his way. I think UEFA will fight this, because this is the clubs association that's doing this, not UEFA. I don't think UEFA will want to have a competition that doesn't include the champions of the different leagues. So I think there'll be a lot of people will be fighting against this.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you are right, Gordon. Greed is not good. It's as simple as that. We'll leave you with that thought, see if you agree with it or disagree with it. Good chat tonight. Certainly enjoyed the company of Gordon Smith alongside myself, Ruffy. You can join us tomorrow night on STV Edinburgh and Glasgow at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching.